Hey folks, and welcome back to the Scandinavan channel. If you've not hit subscribe yet, please do so by clicking the icon below. Today you join us on our journey through the southern part of Sweden. So let's jump in the multivan and leave the beautiful town of Nora towards the south. We journey south through the picturesque farmland of central Sweden, with the ultimate destination on our road trip to Sweden's second biggest lake and Europe's seventh biggest inland sea. After a couple of hours drive, we reach our first free camping spot of the trip, directly on the shores of Lake Vättern. A view like this is what makes free camping in Sweden so incredible. A picnic for dinner and a sunset for entertainment. Zero data or streaming required. The beach also had an abundance of driftwood, which we helped to tidy up with a cozy campfire. We always take a couple of pieces of dry wood and some fire starters with us, but we only start campfires in designated camping fire pits, where it's safe to do so, and after checking to see if there's any local fire bans in place. Now it's time for bed. After a good night's sleep, we reach our first stop of the day in the Omberg Nature Reserve and Eco Park. Omberg is a beautiful place. We spent a lot of time there in and around exploring during this trip. There's also a great opportunity to climb the viewing tower and get a superb view of Lake Vättern and the surrounding countryside. If you want to visit this exact place, the what 3 words location will flash on screen shortly. If you've got hay fever, be sure to take some hay fever tablets with you. As there is so much pollen from the trees at the moment, you can see the yellow pollen floating on the top surface of the lakes. The colors are so vibrant, it looks like a Windows 95 screensaver. Now, one of the great cost-free activities you can do whilst you're here is to find one of the multiple waterfalls that run down from the Omberg mountain and out into the lake. Water often so clean you can drink directly from it. The rock that skirts the nature reserve is mostly ancient chalk, which filters the water entering the lake and gives excellent water quality and fantastic clarity. Now, this swimming cove wouldn't look out of place in Greece or the Mediterranean, but don't be fooled though, the water temperature is still very much Scandinavian, and if you're going to swim, you need to be brave because it's freezing cold. Check out the what 3 words location shown on screen. Now there is stunning walks along the cliff tops with a fantastic view out across the lake. Let's jump back in the Volkswagen, put some charge in our batteries and make the short 20-minute journey to our next destination, a historic town which dates back to the 1400s. Vadstena is a beautiful medieval town that comes to life in the summer months, and it's dominated by the central presence of both its castle and historic monastery, which give an imposing backdrop in their waterfront locations. As we take you for a virtual walk around the beautiful town of Vadstena, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It'll really help us out on this little channel. Here you see the imposing medieval castle. The castle dates from the Middle Ages and is surrounded by a stunning moat. Located close by is the historic railway attraction, a popular place for motorhomes to park in the car park of. Now the small cobblestone streets are perfect for a leisurely walk around the shops. And the monastery is both imposing and impressive, as it was once the biggest in Scandinavia with a rich cultural history. Exploring the immaculately kept town centre is a must-do, and the historic town has lots to offer. After a good night's sleep at a park for night spot, join us on the next day. Now the weather is a little rainy today, but that can't spoil the scenery. We found yet another waterfall on the banks of Lake Vättern in the Omberg Eco Park. So maybe that's the original van life shower. Tell me what you think in the comments. Nearby to our camping spot was the house of famous Swedish writer Ellen Key. The beautiful classic villa was often referred to as the house that books built. And yet another waterfall down to the lake. Here we have a beautiful oak forest, which is a rare sight here in Sweden. And it's the next morning. So the weather had improved, and as we set off for our next destination, forest from last night, we head towards the town of Gränna. Unfortunately, during our journey, the heavens opened, but that couldn't dampen our spirits, as anyone who's from Sweden knows that Gränna is famous for the historic home of candy canes, and it's something that the town is largely built on. The candy cane, or polkagris as you say in Swedish, are mostly known around the world from hanging on Christmas trees. However, these sugary snacks are candy which can be eaten all year round and come in a variety of flavors. Visiting the candy shops is a popular tourist pastime. Next to the town, you'll find yet another waterfall and a small mountain to climb, but this time with some conveniently placed steps. From the top, you get a great view of the town. And there's also a wonderful traditional cafe serving traditional Swedish fika, which is coffee and cakes. Also nearby, there is a collection of traditional Swedish houses where you can see how they lived in days gone by. Now we jump back into our trusty Volkswagen and head on to the next destination, to the beautiful secluded fishing port of Stora Lund. There's a beautiful little pier which you can either fish from or park your catamaran. There's also nearby a beautiful old derelict watermill. And also the locals from the village keeping Swedish traditions alive, building this little log cabin, or stuga, in the traditional way using timber logs. Now for the final night we found a smaller lake with a great free camping spot to relax by the fire and already start planning our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to keep up to date on van life in the Nordics, click subscribe and be the first to receive notifications when we post new videos from Scandi Van in the Nordics.